Yo, welcome back to my channel. Listen, as always, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're back. Listen, today I want to talk about rejection. Yep, I want to talk about rejection, specifically rejection in general, but specifically to my fellas. Probably about 2 weeks ago, I was on TikTok and I had made like it was Friday, and I made like a, nice little interactive video where I was telling single Christian men and women to kind of get in the comments, introduce yourself, give your name, your age, and where you're from, right? And of course, I got a flood ton of women in the comments like, my name is Brittany, I'm 37, and I'm from Rochester, New York. And then I got another somebody, my name is Asia, and I'm from Texas. It was just comment after comment. And one of the comments that I kept getting from the women that were like, yo, where are the men? Like, there are no men in the comments. And eventually, we did have some men that pop in the comments. But what I start to notice is that a lot of men, they would just be on the sidelines watching. They would like, the video. But a lot of times, they wouldn't really engage in that type of video, right? And so in the comments, it became this, conversation where a lot of women, there was like, men never participate in things like this. Men don't go to speed dating events. And, we be ready to meet men, but da-da-da-da. Men don't approach me, da-da-da-da. And so I had made a video and I said, there are a few reasons why. One of the reasons why, you won't find a lot of men doing that. Number one is because they don't need it. You know what I'm saying? They may not need to. That man may not need to go to a speed dating event to look for women. He probably got them at his fingertips, or he could just be chilling, or he could just be married. You know what I'm saying? And then number two, I told them, I said, a lot of times men are slow to stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling them, I said, he might come across this video in 4 weeks and come back and be like, yeah, my name is Joe, 5 or 6 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? But then number three, I said the reasons why a lot of men don't do things like that or go to speed dating events a lot of times is because a lot of men see that as an avenue for rejection. Like what man is rushing to get rejected? You know what I'm saying? Especially when we live in a society where, more and more, women are having these, requirements that you got to have. What man is rushing to be told, no, you're not tall enough. No, you don't have the certain money. No, I mean, I like you, but I'm not attracted. What man is rushing to experience that? You know what I'm saying? And so I made that video and I got so many women that gave me so much pushback that was just like, no, they need to get over rejection. They need to. And one thing I will say is that whether it's 2024 or 2054, I just believe that women will never know what it is fully to be a guy and walk up to a girl that you find attractive, that you find interesting, and put yourself out there and shoot your shot. Like women will never know how nerve-wracking it could be, how scary it can be, how just, anxious it can be. Women they would never know that. So it may be simple to them, just come up to me and speak. You know what I'm saying? But and women would never know how it feels to experience that and get rejected and get tore down and have your text messages, screenshotted on the local TikTok and Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Women would never understand that. Right. And it made me think about this whole thing about rejection. It made me think about this whole thing of rejection, because my biggest thing is, like, I made a video on Friday on TikTok, telling fellas, like, shoot your shot, and my thing is this: even though it is 2024, and even with all of that about rejection, I still think it is very suitable for the man to step up, approach, and shoot his shot. Not only do I think it is biblical, but I still think it is very suitable. It is my preference. It's funny because, I get often at times I get, women in my DMs on Twitter or, TikTok rather, that's like, oh, you're attractive. And I'm a type of guy, like, I like to shoot my shot. And I feel like, and I was telling them on TikTok Friday, I am the most confident I have ever been in my life. Like, I really am. Like, and I'm just at a point in my life, like, if I like a girl, I'm gonna shoot my shot. I was in Target the other day. I saw a girl. Now, I ain't gonna lie. The only reason why I probably didn't shoot my shot is because she was a little bit taller than me. I want somebody that's either here or a little bit shorter than me so I can, feel bigger than them. You know what I'm saying? But the girl was fine. And I was just like, man, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm at the point in my life, if I see a girl and I feel like she, she's suitable, or I'm interested, or if the vibes are right, I'm gonna shoot my shot. It is funny because I was out with my coworker, Josh, this was like last year, I think. And we was at this jazz bar. And so it was a girl, that he knew. He was like, yeah, she's single. And I was like, I got up, went over to her, asked her out, got her number. He was like, Man, you don't be messing around. And I was like, nah, bro. And I think the reason why I'm like that now is because, man, bro, when I was in my 20s, I was scared out of my mind to talk to women. Y'all saw the video about the low self-esteem and my journey. Like, I was always thinking that somewhere thinking I was too lame because I was a church dude. I was nervous to even start a conversation. I thought I was ugly. I thought I was fat, all of that. And so, well, I was fat, but all of that. And I was scared out of my mind. But now at 34, I'm like, bro, if I like a girl, I'm going to shoot my shot, and it's crazy because the worst thing about, being just confident to talk to women is when you don't have a crush. Like, there is nobody that I can honestly say, like, man, I got my eye on her. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to know her, because if I did, bro, I would step up so hard and be like, yo, hey, can I take you out? Can I get to know you? You know what I'm saying? And so I wanted to kind of to come on here, and talk about rejection. But a lot of times that's not the experience of a lot of men. A lot of men deal with rejection. And I tell guys all the time, think about a guy that you highly respect. Whether it's in your circle, whether it's online, whether it's a celebrity, think about a guy that you think like, man, if I looked like him, I'd be slaying. Man, if I had his, his charisma, if I had his money, think about that guy. And then I want you to look at it from this side. Even that guy experiences rejection or have experienced rejection. It's, a lot of guys don't take rejection well. A lot of guys take rejection deeply. And I think one of the reasons why a lot of guys don't handle rejection well is because a lot of times we as guys, when we like a girl, we have a tendency to over-like her and under-like ourselves. So you look at this girl, you're like, oh my gosh, she's just amazing. If I just get with her, man, if I can just get one day. And so what happens is that you put her on this pedestal and you praise her so much to the fact that you negate everything about yourself. You're ready to pack up everything and move into her life and forget about everything else about your own. And so it's okay to like a girl and to praise her and think she's amazing, but don't forget about the value you bring. And I tell people all the time, when you have a crush on somebody and you like somebody, you got to like them two ways. You got to like them for you, but you also got to like you for them. You got to look at that girl and be like, man, if I had her, like, it'll be nice to have her on my arm. Man, she's such a wife. She's so nurturing. She's so mothering. But if she get me, she gonna get a protector. She gonna get a guy who knows how to pay his bills on time. She gonna get a guy who is faithful. She gonna get a guy who loves Jesus. She gonna get a guy that's funny. Man, I changed that girl's whole life. You got to like your crush both ways. So then if that girl do say no, thank you, you're not somewhere ready to die. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of guys, we take rejection hard is because, like I said, you over like somebody, but you under like yourself. Remind and rehearse to yourself, bro, what you bring to the table. Remind and rehearse your positive, self attributes and who you are and what you are about. Because you, bro, you are a big deal. I'm telling you, you are a big deal. And then number two, the reason why a lot of guys experience rejection hard is because it's one thing to ask a girl out at Target or to see a girl at your church and just be like, oh, she cute. Well, and then you ask her out and she say no, and you feel bad for a day or something. You feel salty. That's normal. But a lot of times when guys experience rejection hard, you experience it deep. You think every experience of rejection is connected. So you think that the reason why the girl at Target yesterday rejected you is the same reason why the girl in 5th grade told you she didn't like you. And you think the same reason why the girl on your job last year told you that she won't go out with you is the same reason why that girl in your friend groups 2 months ago won't even give you the time of day. You think all of these experiences is connected, and you think that there is something that is so wrong about you that everybody else can see but you. And that's not true, bro. You have got to give yourself a clean slate every time. If you're going to approach a girl at Target today and she rejects you, but you're going out tonight, you cannot correlate the two experiences. You got to say, okay, you know what? It is what it is. Oh, girl rejected me, earlier yesterday at Target, but I'm going out tonight and I'm going to find somebody up in here. We leaving here with something. You got to give yourself a clean slate. You got to reset, refresh every time a girl say, no, I can't, you got to be, okay, cool. Who next? Who coming next? But a lot of guys are not able to do that is because you collect Experiences. You collect experiences. And that's not healthy at all, bro. And so when you collect the experience, and so when one girl rejects you over here, you start to realize that it has nothing to do with that isolated experience. You begin to realize it has everything to do with the experiences that have led up to that, because you haven't emptied out. You haven't emptied yourself out. Let that stuff go. Who rejected you last year, 5th grade, 6th grade, the girl on your job back in 2022, the girl in your friend group who said she don't want to go out with you last June. Let all that stuff go and start fresh. Every time you meet a girl and you want to ask her out, it's a new experience. It ain't got nothing to do with who came before her, who rejected you before her. This is a new experience. Who next? You know what I'm saying? So, to my fellas, you got to the point that you like this girl, you see her, you think she's beautiful, you like, man, if I just, you done prayed about it, you know what I'm saying? You done talked to your friends about her. You know what I'm saying? All your friends like, man, shoot your shot. Just inbox her. Just next time you see her at the coffee shop, say something to her. You know what I'm saying? Next time y'all out, You see her at church, step up to her, bro, Your friends, everybody encouraging you to do so. But you're scared. But you're nervous. But then you finally get the courage to ask her out. You go up to her and you say, how you doing, Tina? Listen, my name is Jerome. I see you here all the time. I think you're beautiful. I'm 33 and I would love to get to know you. I would love to get to, talk to you more and take you out if that's possible. Are you open to that? And what does Tina say? No, you're just not my type. And so you go home and you text your friends like, man, she ain't feeling me, dog. She ain't. Yeah, she ain't. She ain't feeling me, man. She not. And so what happens is, that's the moment where that rejection sit in and you start to feel sad. You hard on yourself, man. Maybe she don't like me because I got a gap. Maybe because she think I'm ugly. Maybe I ain't got enough money for her. Maybe she think I ain't tall enough, man. Maybe she heard something that somebody else said. Maybe she don't like me because it's another dude who look way better than me. Listen, I'm gonna help you. How to deal with rejection, fellas. This is how you deal with rejection. Number one, you got to feel it. She rejects you. It's okay. It is okay. You got to understand that you as a hunter, you as the pursuer, you as the guy that is supposed to shoot your shot, that's going to happen. And that's okay. So number one, you got to feel it. Be sad for a moment. But I want to talk to the guys where you like, okay, it done been a moment and it's like 2 weeks now. It's 3 weeks now and I still can't. It's 6 months now and I still can't get over the fact that old girl didn't want me. Number one, you got to deal with the root of the reason. There is a deeper issue there. Could be something in your childhood. Could be something that your mama said that you feel like she's confirming. Something that somebody said years ago about you that was bad. And she's the girl that's bringing it up. You got to deal with the root. You got to deal with, why am I feeling so worthless? Why is it that a girl saying no to me taking her to dinner, why is that weighing on me so deeply and heavily? You got to deal with that root of that. You got to deal with that insecurity and that low self-esteem that you feel like I'm ugly and I'm worthless and I'm done by. You got to deal with that. For me, I dealt with that I in therapy. Y'all heard my story. When I was 28, bro, I thought I was the ugliest dude ever because listen, there was a girl I really liked when I was 11. She didn't want me. My best friend, I was highly attracted to her. She didn't want me. There was girls in my 20s that never could, you never had the thought of being with me. And it got to me deeply. But when I turned 28, I went to therapy. I was like, man, I'm tired of always feeling like this. You have got to deal with that root, bro. You got to talk to somebody. You got to do some self-care. For me, hit that gym, bro. If you feel like, hey, maybe girls don't like me because I'm a bigger dude, bro. Okay, let's get in that gym. Let's do some meal prep. Let's make better food choices. If you feel like, man, I just got to be more assertive. I got to be, okay, get in the mirror and practice. Just same way I did. How you doing, Tina? So my name is Jerome and I did that. You got to practice that and do those practical things, but you got to deal with that root. Write out some self-affirmations. You know what I'm saying? And then number two, how to deal with rejection is when you're talking to your friends and you're venting and you're telling them what's going on, you got to talk to somebody that changes your perspective, but doesn't invalidate your feelings. That's a big thing. Because you would talk to somebody and be like, no, I don't see it that way. I just think you tripping. I just think you, If you have a right to feel how you feel. If you liked a girl and you feel like she played you and she started talking to the dude and you know what I'm saying, down the street and you have a right to feel some type of way. But you got to talk to your friends that change your perspective and say, listen, man, hey, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with you saying that she didn't like you because you ain't worth nothing. I get that you feel that way, but man, look at it like this. Look at it from this perspective. So you got to talk to somebody that's going to change your perspective. And that way, when you stop talking to them, you know that you're going to feel better. Number 3, how to deal with rejection is, what would you say to somebody? If somebody called you right now and say, man, this girl said she ain't like me. What would you say, bro? And to my ladies, if your girlfriend called you right now and said, Jerome said he ain't want me, what would you say to her? You wouldn't tell her, it's because you fat. Yes, because you ugly. I mean, I wouldn't want you either. No, you would build them up. So those words that you would say to somebody else, I want you to look in the mirror and say those to you. Think about those words to you. What you mean she ain't want you because you ain't worth it? Bro, you know that's not you. Come on. She don't determine your worth. And then number 3, continue to move on. Continue to move on. Don't go back and forth. Don't try to find out why she don't want you. Move on, bro. Accept that it's over. Accept that it's done. You shot your shot. Who next? Move on. Don't text her back. Leave her alone. Move on. And I want you to spend time with God. I want you to pray about this. I want you to, even today, I want you to pray, Lord, help me with taking rejection deeply. I want you to pray about it because, bro, you are worth it. You are definitely worth it, bro. And I love you, man. Listen, I will talk to y'all in the next video. Peace.